Well, and I've offended half of the audience here that are watching Morning Joe this morning. Let me go ahead and offend the other half.
Right.
I'll give a great example that has to do with NFL. Tony Dungy, great former coach, and great analyst. He decided to go to the pro-life march in Washington. There were columns written about him comparing, everybody at the pro-life march to QAnon, to truthers, to January 6 types. No, Tony Dungy, he's talked about his beliefs, he's talked about his faith, and he's pro-life. 40% of Americans, according to the latest Gallup poll, are pro-life. Do we push him to the side of the conversation, or do we figure out a way to let a guy have his own beliefs that 40% of Americans have as well, and still be on TV without catching a lot of crap because he decides he wants to go to a pro-life march?
I think that's true of almost all the issues. I mean, he feels strongly about that. Other people feel just as strongly about a woman's right to choose.
Right, exactly.
Take the issue you began your show with this morning. There are those who feel that Second Amendment means there can't be any restrictions whatsoever on their right to acquire this or that gun. Other people say, hey, I've got an absolute right to public safety. So one, how is it we potentially compromise? And I would say it's not just about civility. That's part of it. We've also got to get people who feel strongly to get involved, to get informed and get involved. Right now, I would say groups like the NRA have a disproportionate amount of clout. They're involved in the political process. There's nothing wrong with being involved. But those who feel just as strongly about the other point of view, they also need to get involved. Joe, in my experience, politicians aren't always responsible, but they're always responsive. And if there's political pressures on various sides of an issue, then I think we'll see differences. But take the midterms, more than half the eligible voters in this country didn't bother to vote for whatever reason. Some may be good reasons, maybe bad reasons. But the fact that more than half of the Americans who could have voted didn't vote, that tells me something. There's a lot of scope in this country for more people getting involved, and then they can advocate for whatever political position they think is right.
So, Richard, the book, of course, deals with the habits and duties of being a good citizen, a citizen of a democracy. And we've talked a lot on this show in recent years about how our democracy has been more under threat now than any time since the Civil War. Election denialism, January 6th. But you are a foreign policy guy. So as you look around the world and see other governments, does that make you, despite the turmoil at home, more convinced that democracy is the way to go? This has to be how we do this?
Oh, absolutely. Authoritarian governments tend to make big mistakes because they don't have people involved in decision-making. Once they make a decision, they tend to get locked in. How can a leader admit he's wrong or this or that issue? You don't really have public involvement. So I think we have tremendous innate advantages, but the real issue is whether we will operate our democracy in a way that those advantages can come to the fore. So it does mean getting people involved. It does mean correcting our mistakes. It means teaching about our democracy. Joe's an optimist. The old Churchill quote, Americans can be counted on to do the right thing, but only after they've tried everything else. Okay, well, we're clearly in the trying everything else phase. The only thing I'd say is what January 6th taught me, what the last few years have taught me, is we shouldn't be quite as sanguine as we were. Yeah, we've always come through in the past. Yes, I'd like to believe we'll come through in the future. I just don't believe it's automatic. Good things don't automatically happen. Right. So what we actually need are American citizens to get more informed, to get more involved. And yes, then good things will follow. But it won't just happen if we're passive or if we're inactive.
So to Richard's point, I'm not very hopeful, as you know, and I'm not as optimistic as you. But I found reason to be on Friday. I had drinks with a young woman, 24 years old. She was working and asking for advice, nothing to do with the media, had nothing to do with Washington until January 6th.
Right.
And she said to me, I did not realize how patriotic I was until I saw what happened, and I changed my entire trajectory and went to work in Washington. Right. And now she works on Capitol Hill, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is incredible.
Well, we really have.
We need the young people to care.
We really have seen that, Richard, post January 6th. We also saw during the low points in the Trump presidency, a lot of young people deciding they were going to go to law school. I've heard that from law school deans, admission directors, that especially with the younger people, there has been this need to get involved and make a difference. A couple of follow-ups. First of all, you say we have to admit when we make mistakes. Well, I let's just say when I talked about Tony Dungy, it was incomplete. I had read tweets about how he had been attacked for going to the pro-life march, but also Alex just sent me this. Tony Dungy apologizes after spreading debunked anti-transgender conspiracy theory. So there's two sides to that story, or actually multiple stories this weekend about Tony Dungy. So let me put that out there. Obviously not something we want to encourage at all.